So, you want to know what your stuff you should run as helldivers. Um, First of all, if you're here because you're new because the Xbox thing, or you just new either way, most of this may not apply to you because there's a lot of Warbonds stuff I already have, and just other stuff. And if you're already established, you probably don't need this. But anyways, number one, for just standard weaponry, I always run the ultimatum. Sometimes I'll consider grenade pistol for either illuminate or illuminate or terminate because the bug hole and the gunship things. I struggle to get the grenade in there into the ship and explode things, and I really like the ultimatum. So generally, I just stick to the ultimatum either way. Now, grenade-wise, thermite. This is an automaton necessary thing. Not necessary, but like it's. I've never run anything since they came out with the not since they came out because they had to change it a little, but since it was doing 2000 damage, I I use that for automaton missions. For bug missions, I use the frag because it gives you 5 grenades total, where normally each of them give you 4, except for the thermite, which gives you 3. But this just gives you the most grenades to blow those bug holes, and for the illuminate, I usually run the impact or impact incendiary because I struggle. Like sometimes I'll throw the grenade into the ship and it just won't explode. So these ones make it easier. Now for the weaponry, this is I haven't leveled much up here, but just standard thing for me. I usually use the tenderizer for the terminated missions because of the high damage and fast fire rate. Then the Liberator Penetrator, or alternatively the Scythe for automaton missions, because the Scythe you can get it in their little automaton skulls, it will kill them, and I just like the Liberator Penetrator. It basically does the same thing with the Scythe, just regular ammo. Um, then for the Luminate, this is kind of your choice. I usually run the Knight, but that's a $20 DLC. So, if you're not looking to do that, I would probably run the Breaker or Breaker Incendiary because they're pretty good with crowds. And then you'd probably just use your support weapon on the, like, Illuminate and such. So, shotgun for Illuminate, and your choice of AR for Terminid and Automaton. That's what I would pick. And also for armor, this hasn't changed, like, for a while. I pretty much exclusively use the Exterminator because of the fortified armor passive and the fact that it's medium armor. I'm pretty sure, other than this armor set, it is the only medium armor that has the fortified armor passive. So, yeah, it's pretty good. And then helmet and cape, that's your own choice. Except for this cape. Remember the creek. Know your history. Alright, this is mostly gonna be me just rambling on, but as you could have seen there, the 4 stratagems I may choose to run. It's anyways, the 2 standard ones that I always use. It's the orbital laser and the warp pack because I like the teleporting ability. You can use the grenade launcher here, which you can see it's very good for clearing bug holes because sometimes you just don't have enough grenades. I also brought the Eagle Stratagem because it's also very good for clearing bug holes, but I usually don't use this loadout. Typically I'll use all this, all 4 of those stratagems. But instead of a grenade launcher, I use a flamethrower because I just kind of like it, if that makes sense. It's just, it invokes a different feeling. It's not very effective. Don't get me wrong. It's not very effective, but it's not terrible either. Like, you'll also see over here. Also, for that first demonstration with the grenade launcher, I accidentally had my automaton loadout on, so I was using the Liberator Penetrator, but like that's not, just ignore that. I have it fixed now. I also, when it comes to the automatons, I end up using this loadout as well, but I joined like someone else's game, so I didn't want to like leave and hinder their game essentially. So now flamethrower gameplay. Most of this you kind of isn't as effective because you're seeing me not really miss, but like I'll teleport away so I don't get hit, that sort of stuff. So I'm not getting direct contact, but you saw there for a good like 3 to 5 seconds I was just solely hitting the charger and it melted him. Then with the reason I use the warp pack here is because this sounds dumb, but it will actually come and play later. You can kind of like dodge attacks essentially, or if you just need to not be where you currently are due to like various circumstances, you just warp pack out of there. You saw right there with the Bile Titan. Got taken out pretty quickly. It wasn't like my fan started kicking on. I hope you can't hear that. It got taken out pretty quickly, but it not only did it get taken out by my flamethrower, it also got taken out by just the fire. The fire is actually what killed it, so that's why. Also, this isn't, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. This isn't like an ad or something. Like I'm not trying to like push a certain loadout on you. This is just solely what I use and I find the most success in is using this. Sometimes instead of a 500 kg I'll run a mech, but like it depends. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Anyways, now on to the last of the bug weapons that I use. It's the Quasar Cannon. That's what it's called. It's just, I mean, this footage here just kind of speaks for itself. Ignore the fact that I'm slightly getting overrun. But look at the Bile Titan right there. I kill this in one shot. That's not, I wouldn't say it's insane, but like that's really useful in, you know, the bug front. Now, automatons, that's what I use. It's the same, the laser and the Eagle 500 kg. That one, the Eagle 500 kg, you can switch that out for a Eagle airstrike. It's just more than, I usually use it more times to damage enemies rather than to actually damage buildings. The railgun is great for taking out literally every enemy other than the factory shredder. So I just took out those gunships right there with relative ease. I do understand that the gun here, the cannon, is probably low because it just got hit with the orbital laser, but just looking at it, it took 3 fairly mostly like charged up shots to kill it. And then you see here with the Devastator, with the rockets, 1 tap, Scout Shredder, 1 tap. It's insane. And then with Hulks as well, it takes some skill, alright? Don't get me wrong, and you can see I'm using the Tenderizer. Don't get me wrong. It takes some like practice to like thread the needle with the Hulk and the railgun. It takes some getting used to, but it's doable. And the more you do, like, this sounds so dumb me saying this, but like the more you do it, the easier it gets. Blah blah blah. essentially it's just not that difficult over time. Also, it can take out mortars and the Eagle anti-aircraft guns, and I mean it obviously can't take out the stratagem jammer because, like, you know, whatever. You see here, like, I hit both of these hulks. I mean, that one you can't really see that I hit it, but you can see the second explosion, meaning it died, and there was no red dots on the map, I think, maybe. It died, essentially. Also, me using the tenderizer here, it actually wasn't that bad. I didn't know this, that, I mean, I might be wrong about this, it might be like specific armor, but the light armor appears to damage medium armor, but like not as much, which actually made the tenderizer really good here. Normally I use the Liberator Penetrator. And anyways, this is my Illuminate loadout. Same thing, laser, warp pack. I use the machine gun. And this can vary based on like your playstyle or like if you want to blow stuff up. I use the machine gun because I find it can kill every enemy. Even like the Stingray gunships, they're not very heavily armored. This is also why I use the Exterminator, because I just tanked like 3 shots from this. And you can see here the breaker as well. It's very good for, you know, if you need to, you know, they say switching to your secondary is faster than reloading and all. So, flesh mob right here gets melted by the HMG, not HMG. Actually, yeah, HMG, heavy machine gun. I also got launched right here. The car is useful for just traversing the map, especially with like blitz missions. What I can do is like just drive around to like the other side of the map where my teammates, yes, you would be leaving your teammates behind, don't get me wrong, but they can take out the objectives that are close to them, and you will go to the ones that are closer to you, and or like on the other side of the map, because it's harder for them to get there and all. I did miss a little bit with that Stingray, but you can see in the next one really quickly, it dies again really quickly. So, you know, in one burst of machine gun fire, you can kill it. I just had buildings in the way. I think that's it. I just had this footage here because I need something else playing. I don't know what else I have on the thumbnail. It says tenderizer plus ultimatum, keep the change. I kind of put that there as a joke, but not really, because the tenderizer will actually get you pretty far against all troop types. It's kind of like against the it's kind of like against the bots, because they can kind of tank the damage, and it's okay against the Illuminate, but not really, because it's not great with crowd control due to its lack of ammo. It's okay. And the ultimatum, I love the ultimatum. Grenade, you pick whatever green you want, and I personally use the Exterminator because I just like using it. I've used it for a long time. I'd recommend essentially just like others to use it. It's nothing really special. It's just the fact that it gives you that the resistance to explosives in medium armor without you having to be slowed down by the other one. That's like, it's like white. I don't remember what it's called, but it removes some speed. I don't like that. That's all I got. Again, grenade. I put down on the thumbnail the frag, which it's a pretty standard grenade. It's pretty good. That's why I said that loadout in the thumbnail. The Tenderizer, Ultimatum, and Frag Grenade, you can pretty much just use that and be relatively fine against everything. So, that's all I got. This isn't me trying to force any loadout at anyone, it's just if anyone's trying to find a loadout. If you don't have the Control Group Warbond, the jetpack will also suffice. It's just it takes some practice getting used to, because the warp pack just gets you out of whatever situation you're in, but jetpack you can still get hit by things. So, anyways, as always, subscribe and farewell and stuff.